What's up, y'all? This is Ty. How you doing? I am here to review the new film, The Little Things, which came out on in theaters, which I don't know who's going to the movies with all this COVID stuff. I don't even think the theaters are open in my area, but it's also on HBO Max, and I paid my cable bill, so I still got cable, so I watched it on HBO Max. But before I get into that, let me give a shout out to the people who've been leaving me comments down in the comment section. June BLC, make sure you check her out. She has a great channel. Atif, Tia Divine, another good YouTuber. Mike Buxo, Sanai Ali, Geneva Cloak, Vonnie B, V, Miss B, K Fez, Alan Welch, Alana Love, Quiet Guy, Just Lex, Simply Be Yourself 100, DB, and Penny. Thank you so much. And I have some new subscribers, y'all. So shout outs to my new subscribers, Van Forston, Gary Cocklow, I think that's how you say that, or Cocklow, Natalia Swan, Chris B, Coco B, Patra Phil, and Mildred Ratchet RN. I like that name. That's cool. So shout outs to all of you. And listen, y'all can help a brother out too. Did you see that? Just click. That's all you got. Just click the subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. Help a brother out. Just like that. That's all you got to do. All right, I got the begging out the way. I told you to subscribe. Let's get right down to this review of The Little Things. The Little Things stars 3 Academy Award winning actors. Great actors, too. The great Denzel Washington. We have Jared Leto. And we have Rami Malek. I hope I'm saying his name correct. Now, Denzel Washington is playing Deke. He's this washed up, haunted police officer, haunted by a past case. This case did a number on him because it's unsolved, and he wants to, it just bothers him, and we see him he's just a mess in this film. And Denzel, of course, always gives a great performance. He always comes ready in his films, even if you don't care for the film that much. Denzel always brings it, and he's just showing that this troubled officer who is haunted by a case that he never solved. And we also have in here, like I said, Rami Malek, who is playing Jim Baxter. He's a younger police officer who's on this new case because there's a killer on the loose, killing these young ladies and playing cat and mouse games with the police. And then there's Jared Leto, who is playing Albert Sparma, who is this weird guy who gets a kick out of and he's the prime suspect, and he gets a kick out of getting under the skin of these police officers. Now, I really like this premise. I like the cast. It's set in the 1990s. Many people who saw it were saying that it kind of gave them that feeling of like, remember Seven with Morgan Freeman? They said it reminded them of Seven, kind of a little bit. I will say, while I was invested, I thought that it was directed by John Lee Hancock, good director. I will say, while I was invested in this film and trying to figure out who is the killer, are they going to catch the killer, I do feel like the pacing was a little slow at first, and I wanted that thriller, bam, 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 bam. That's what I was looking for in this. I enjoyed it, but I didn't get that kind of. But when I watched it again, I realized this film was not so much about the killings and the serial killer. It was more about the police officers and more like a character study on them and how these cases and crimes affect them. And it was telling the story on how police officers kind of how they get affected by these things and how they end up covering for each other and doing things for each other. You know, it kind of tells that. It seemed like that was more of the story here. That's pretty much more of the story here. I feel like this film was trying to give us twists and turns and be a little, shock us. And I mean, I won't say that I hated the film. I didn't hate it. I thought It started off good. I liked certain scenes. I liked the scenes between Denzel and Jared Leto, and um, I like the whole cat and mouse thing and the back and forth. But I feel like the twist really did not pay off the way I wanted them to pay off. And I love a movie with a quick twist and a surprise. But I don't know. This one I was like, oh, okay. Like I really wasn't, I didn't hate the film, but I guess I expected so much more from it. I expected more. I didn't hate it though, but I was like, I don't know if this twist pays off for me. I don't know. But with that being said, it was some great acting in it and everything. So let's go into some spoilers so I can get deeper into this. So those of you who have not seen the film, you can stop right here because I'm going to spoil some things. And I'm going to ask questions to those that have seen it and what their thoughts are on that ending and what happened. So Albert Sparmer confessed to a murder that he did not do because he was 10 miles away at the time. But then he somehow convinces Jim Baxter that he knows where the body is to this particular murder. He knows where the body is and he can take him there. He convinces him that they go out to the desert with a shovel while we going to dig it up. While they're there, he tells Jim Baxter, I never killed anyone. I just like messing with y'all. I'm not a killer. But then he continues to toy and taunt Jim, and he says something, you couldn't protect these girls. You can't even protect your family. That makes Jim snap. Jim hits him with the shovel, instantly killing him. Now that was a surprise twist. I wasn't expecting Jared Leto's character to be killed. I was not expecting that. But after that, Denzel comes in, Deke comes in, and he's like, listen, this is what we're going to do. Forget about him. Bury him somewhere. We'll say he ran off. And he's telling him, you got to forget this. And then we're learning, we see here, this is where the two of them are pretty much similar. Now, Jim could possibly be haunted by a case the way that Deke is haunted by the previous case that's unsolved. And we learn that I kind of did like that though, that we learned that Denzel's case that was unsolved, he too accidentally killed someone. He killed someone, and that was covered up by the police to make it look like he didn't do it. And that's what's haunting him as well. That's why he was so adamant in trying to solve this case. So he's telling him, listen, we got this. Listen, just bury him somewhere. And what we're going to do, they even have the coroner's office, they just show where everybody was lying for everybody and doing things like that. And so we go to that scene, and this is that ending where, because I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm like, well, we're not going to find out is this guy really the killer? Is he really the killer? We never know. They kind of leave it open to your own interpretation. But at the end, we see Deke give, you see a letter come in the mail, and there's this beret that he gives as saying this is what was found in Albert's home or whatever. So he's basically trying to let Jim Baxter know, listen, yeah, you killed this man, but actually he was guilty anyway. But we learned that he bought those pack of berets to make it look like, oh, we found these berets. This is a beret of the missing girl. And yes, Albert did kill her. But we never really find out if Albert was actually the killer. But Deke did this to make Jim feel better about himself. I don't know how. I mean, okay, I don't know how. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I wanted more. I wanted to find out who was the killer, but it was open ended. But then, as I watched the film again, like I said, this film was more about the relationship between these police officers than it was about the actual catching the actual serial killer. That's what it was more about. That's where this whole little things comes into play. So it was a decent film for me. But overall I expected more. I did. I expected more, but it is what it is. That's what I got. So tell me, what did you think about this film? Those of you who saw it, what did you think about that ending? I don't think the ending paid off the way I wanted it to pay off. The twists weren't twisty enough for me. I wasn't like, oh, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I wasn't satisfied with the ending. But that's all I have for now. Tell me your thoughts down below. And thank you for watching. And yet again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on that ending. Did you love this film? Did you hate this film? Because I know there's some people that saying they hated the film. I didn't hate it because I liked some of the performances. I just was a little let down by it. So yeah. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.